All right, fifth grade, we are learning how to divide with decimals today. So you can go ahead and get your book ready to go. We are open up to page number 275. Again, that is page 275. You're also going to need a pencil because we're going to do a little practice together. So whenever you're ready, just go ahead and let's begin. So division with decimals is actually really fun, and I'll be honest, it's one of the things I do the most in real life because money uses decimals. So if you learn how to divide with decimals, you can learn how to divide money. And I use division with decimals for dividing money or different things like that, or also with, sorry, I'm talking with my hands right here, or also whenever I am working with percentages and fractions like that, I use dividing with decimals, and we'll get more into that later on this next week. So you can look at your page if you want, or you can just watch the video. It's pretty basic. It's not really going to be difficult. I am in the yellow box right now. And what we're doing is what the rule for division with decimals in your textbook says. When dividing a decimal by a whole number, place the decimal point in the quotient directly above the decimal point in the dividend. So that's really all you need to know is when you're looking, I'm going to move into this problem. When you're looking at your division problem, the first step you're always going to be is your decimal point that's in your dividend right here. You're just going to, it needs to go straight above, okay? The placement needs to be right above the decimal point in the dividend, okay? And what we're doing is we're just going to divide like we always do. We are just going to kind of work around the decimals glued there. Imagine it's glued there, and then we just work around it, okay? So if we normally would divide without the decimal point, we would divide 17 into 35 first, right? And we're going to do the same exact thing. 17 does not go into 3, but 17 does go into 35. How many times? It goes into it 2 times. So you just write your 2 here above the 5, just like you normally would do, even if there was not a decimal point, okay? You just kind of imagine there is no decimal point, even though there is. All right, so then we just do our division like normal. 2 times 7 is 4. 14, carry your 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Subtract. Carry that down, and 17 goes into that 1 time to finish out your problem. And then the important thing is you notice how this has a dollar symbol? You also need to write the dollar symbol here. So this becomes, the answer is 21 cents. All right, and what your book is doing is it's doing the same thing over here, just without the dollar sign, so you can see it in this context. So again, first thing you're going to do is bring your decimal point straight up into the quotient. 17 goes into 35 2 times, which gives us 34 down here. 1 remaining. Sorry, I did my steps a little backwards. So the answer is the same, just 1 is money and 1 is not. All right, now what I'm going to do next is, I was too late at home, so if you're not sure what this is, right here, I was too late and didn't get everything done at school today, so I had to bring these boards home to do this video at home, and I'm sitting on my bed, and that's my quilt. So let's move on. What I'm doing on page is I'm working on page number 275, and I'm going to show you and do the green problems, number 1 and 2 green. If you feel like you want to practice with this, feel free to follow along, or you can just watch and listen. You are going to do the next 2 problems with me, so you can decide, okay? If you just want to watch or if you want to work along with me. So right here, this is number 1D, the green letter. All right, and the first thing we're going to do is bring our decimal point up. Don't bring your dollar symbol up until you're done, okay? This is the last thing you bring up. But first thing we need to do is carry our decimal sign straight up. And now we're looking at 432. Does it go into 250? It does not because it's too small. So 432 into, imagine this decimal is not there, 2,505. And I am going to estimate that, and let's see. This has been a while since I've done long division, guys. Oh my goodness. I am so out of practice. Okay, so I'm going to round this to 400. 400 goes into, or 4 goes into 25 6 times. So let's imagine that's going to be a 6. This might be wrong. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 18, 19, 24, 25. That is too large. So I'm going to erase this. Oh. I actually grabbed the first boards out of the classroom because I was rushing out the door today to come home, and these are the boards that we put our Christmas ornaments on, so they don't really erase really well. I need to scrub them tomorrow when I take them back to school. Okay, so 6 is too big. We're going to 5 times 2 is 10. My 1 is already carried. 15, 16, 1. 5 times 4 is 21. Okay. So do you see how I just ignored the decimal point here? I didn't put it there, but I'm just going to subtract it as if it's not there. 5 minus 0 is 5. I need to borrow and make that a 10. So 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. And that is smaller, so we are good to go. Let's bring down my 6. And 4 goes into 34. Let's do 8 times. Give it a go. 8 times 2 is 16. Looking good. Carry my 1. I'm just going to use that. 8 times 3 is 24. 25. Guys, look at this. And 8 times 4 is 32. 34. I love when problems work out like that. All right, so there's no remainder. And remember, this is a money problem. So our quotient, our answer is 58 cents, okay, or 0.58. Now, this one right here, this next problem I'm going to do for you to see, you can watch or do it along with me, is number 2D, the green one. So again, we're just going to divide like normal. Bring my decimal point up. Now imagine there's no decimal point. Does 4 go into 30, or 148 go into 37? It does not. Does 148 go into 378? It does. So let's figure out how many times it goes into it. I'm going to round this to 10 and this to 40, but I think 4 is going to be too big. So let's just give 3 a go and see. 3 times 8 is 24. Here, my 2. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. 3 times 1, oh look, that's way too big. I am going to erase that. Good thing my sleeve is the same color as my marker. Alright, so we're on 2. We're going down to a 2 because the 3 was too big, so 2 times 8, 16. Carry my 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. Carry, borrow. 17 minus 9 is 8. That is smaller. Perfect. Bring down my 8 here. Whew. Okay, I am very out of practice with division. And okay, so let's see, 8, 28, let's guess, I'm actually going to round this to 2, because when I rounded it to 10, or, I'm going to round it to 200, because it's very close to 150, and whenever I rounded it down to 100, that was way too high the last time, so I'm going to round this number to 200. So how many times does 200 go into 828? 4, let's give it a go, see what happens. 4 times 8 is 32, carry my 3. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. 4 times 1 is 4. Oh, this might be way too low. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I already know that this is going to be way too low, so I'm not even going to subtract. I'm just going to go up to 5. I know that you guys can do that sometimes in your head, and if not, you're going to get the hang of it. I have no doubt you're both super smart. And you're going to be able to see that before without even doing math. But 5 times 8 is 40. Carry my 4. This is a mess. Man, I am so out of it. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4, 24. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. There we go. Subtract. 12, 8. Okay. Look, 8, 8, 8. Okay. So, let's give 6 a go because this is going to be too low. So up here, 6 times 8 is 48. My 4 is already there. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. Guys, it might work out. 6 times 1 plus 2 is 8. Look at that. All that work for a perfect number. Okay, so this does not need the dollar symbol. That's just it, 0.256. All right.